first bit of silverware on the line for these two clubs going into the season. Do you think one team will take it more seriously than the other?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, if you think about it, it's a bit of a strange one because we always have this conversation about the Community Shield. Do people take it seriously? And it's a bit of kidology, and then the winners claim it's a trophy, etc., etc. But this is the Super Cup. No, I don't think it's the trophy that every team sets out to win at the start of their journey when they're collecting silverware. But all of a sudden, if you're Aston Villa, we're playing the winners of the Champions League. You're PSG. Our chance to show we are absolutely top dogs in Europe. So I think it is. I think it's a trophy that has grown more in the public's eye, and also as well for us. Obviously, we were saturated with the World Cup, but we've been a little bit starved of football, haven't we? Even you, and you're a football addict. After sort of 3 or 4 weeks, you think, come on, I want to watch some football. So I'm looking forward to this game, and I think both of these teams and both sets of supporters will be as well.
See, I look at it slightly different. I think PSG will want to win this game, but they'll also look at it as an extension of their pre-season. I think PSG will say their players came back last week. They've got one more game again. I think it's the Super Cup in France that they've got on the weekend. So maybe a lot of the players who came in against Man United have played 30 minutes. They'll play 60, and then they'll bring them off, and then they get another 60 the following weekend. For Aston Villa, and it pains me to say, as you know, it's a massive opportunity. It's a huge opportunity for them. Their players have been back together a lot longer. They're going into a season. Yes, they've got injuries. Yes, they're still rebuilding. But for that man who wins a lot of trophies, this is now huge for him to win the Super Cup. It puts him in that elite bracket of managers again in terms of what they can win, but also just for Villa in terms of what they're building, the fan base. Unfortunately, I hear a lot about them because I'm obviously from Birmingham, the real part of Birmingham, not that side. And they're in a position where they can keep the momentum going. Yes, they've lost Morgan Rogers. Yes, they've lost Tielemans, but they brought in new players. They actually, if they go and win the Super Cup, now you could actually attract more players as well. So I think it's a massive game for Villa and actually make them slight favourites for that reason.
If we look
Sorry, can you just say it again? Did that hurt?
Carry on.
Villa favourites. You want to say it again?
No, just for this, for this moment, Aston Villa are favourites. Yeah.
Nice, OK. Projected 11 for PSG.
Yeah.
Troy, how do you think they're going to be approaching this game then?
Like an extension of pre-season, as I say, if they go with this strong team, which will be great, they'll look at it and try and just take Villa out in the first 60 minutes. That's the way they've got to do it, unfortunately, again.
Steamroller them, sort of thing.
They have to, because in pre-season, you want to get the minutes in your legs. You don't want to get injured. A lot of the PSG players, actually, Dembele being the key one, injured for the majority of the season. So they always look at the season and being, how can they build up to that January time and have everyone fit and available? So they're going to keep doing that. Mendes was injured a lot last year. So I'm starting to look at this. The one big player for me is a new recruit who could be really interesting is a Cluj. Obviously, they brought him in. Young, talented player. Again, it just feels like PSG have them just oozing out of their system. They've got Barcola and Doué as well still on the squad, but this is a young man they've brought in from Monaco who they see as a real talent and a real threat as well because they've taken him from their league. So they've weakened their league in Monaco, got better themselves, and this kid, for me, has a real bright future.
Does that tell you somebody's leaving as well, though?
Absolutely. But again, they're leaving on PSG's terms. Yeah. The one thing that PSG do really well as opposed to other teams is when you leave it when they say with their money attached to it. It's not kicking and screaming. They're going to go out that way.
There is a link here, and it's a player who's left PSG before and gone back. Luca Dean going to PSG, is that just straightforward cover?
Yes. Mendes was injured a lot last year. For me, Mendes is the best left-back in world football. Luca Dean, obviously, going in. But look, biggest price, look at the fee. Look at that. Pennies in today's market.
For a really good pro.
Good pro, solid pro. Again, if you've been totally honest, Aston Villa fans won't be like, oh, wow, he's gone. They'll be like, OK, I get it. He didn't start all of the games last year. It was between him and Maatsen. Maatsen's probably better going forward. Dinya's probably better defensively, so played in a lot of the bigger games. Again, for me, while they're great and they are building, that's a big loss, Ramos. But to all of the money that PSG spend, just look at that left-hand side there. What's that? Just about 70 million if we round it up. Look how much they make. You've probably got Barcola to go out. So now what they've done, if you look at they don't get praised for, They went big early. They Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. They spent all this money on it. Now they've got a business model where they've got the young best talent, and they're still making profit, and they're still winning and being successful. So for me, this is a blueprint moving forward, and it's just a fantastic team.
Well, they've gone away from the Galactico signing, haven't they?
Yeah.
And also, to your point about how the timing of their run. We've seen it for two seasons running where they've won the Champions League. It's almost, it's all about the fitness, and it's all about doing what they need to do in their division, in Ligue 1, but at the same time, getting into gear, getting into knockout stages of Champions League and delivering at the right time.
Well, we cover Champions League, right? We never, ever speak about how good are PSG in the knockout phase. They're always in the, oh, you don't want to play them when people do the qualifiers. Sorry, wrong way around. In the qualifying rounds, the league, you never go, oh, PSG are top. We spoke a lot about Arsenal being top, didn't lose any games. Bayern Munich being top. We always talk about PSG, like, you don't want to get them in the knockouts because that's when they're ready. And I just think it's amazing. And Mbappé's been linked to the young winger. They've been linked with Man United, Liverpool. A lot of people looking at them. I just think if they get rid of Barcola, just think how much money that opens up. And they have their choice. And they're very deliberate with who they go and get.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the last two seasons, especially in that league phase of the Champions League, they always kind of start slow, and it gets to about January where they really pick up. And look, they've won the Champions League 2 years in a row now. They're favourites to win it again, Geoff, even though they potentially are going to let go of Barcola, and we've seen the signings that they're going to let go of. Do you think that would worry fans at all, or?
Not remotely.
Okay. Not
remotely. I think they've got a club that is well organised, knows what it's doing. It has an identity, the club. And it's funny as well, reflecting on their transfer business there, you think of the riches that club has, yet it is still run very much as a business. So it's an impressive module, and it's impressive because look at the trophies it's delivering. But
it's deliberate. So there's talk now of Fernan Torres as well coming in. So they've lost Dembele a lot last year. Throughout games, I think he only played 11 in the league. Fernan Torres comes in now. That's a like for like. Player profile exactly the same. Moves, carries the ball well, but also scores massive important goals. So if you lose Ramos in one instance for 80 million, and bring in Fernan Torres, who's just won the World Cup, probably for less than 80, it's good business all round.
Yeah.
If I was going to rearrange these in terms of the betting, I mean, to a degree, they are a long way out in front for me.
Yeah.
The rest, to a degree, you could throw a blanket over. I'd move that one to there because they've got some disruption at the moment. I'm not aware that too much has changed in the summer there. I might have that a little bit closer, and then the rest together. So I'll put them there, and then maybe move that one out there.
But PSG always on top, basically.
Oh, yeah.
OK, so should we talk about Troy's favourite subject, Aston Villa?
Let's do it.
They've gotten rid of 6 players, and very notable players. Morgan Rogers, Yuri Tillemans, Donyell Malen, he was out for the last half of last season. We said PSG aren't worried about the players that they let go of. Are Aston Villa fans worried about the players they've let go of, Troy?
No, half and half. I think these 4, that's just great business in terms of the money you make there. Marlon was okay, wasn't really playing. Lewis Dobbin, not a lot of Villa fans would actually know him. He was doing well at Preston. Deeney, again, as we spoke about, these 2 are difficult ones to replace. In terms of Morgan Rogers, that fee is phenomenal. Okay, you just got to let him go out there. We'll try and get a better squad, get 3 or 4 players in that can hopefully give us what he does for around about 100 million. Yuri Tillemans, for me, I saw him against against PSG the other night. Excellent when he came on. The one thing that he does that I don't think they've replaced yet is he plays forward passes. And it's so hard for a midfielder nowadays because everything's getting the ball, go inside, keeping it. He gets on it, turns, his first thought is, who can I play? How do I get us running forward? They haven't quite replaced that yet. Manzambi, a very good, talented young winger. Again, happy to get used to the physicality. I'm sure he's never had a pre-season the way that Unai Emery's put him through, and that's been shown because he's already injured. João Gomez, I think, is a fantastic signing for Wolves. I thought Man United should have signed him personally. And then Garnacho. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, Geoff, Garnacho's your...
I don't know. There's a player in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's your player to watch, isn't it?
I really hope it happens for Alejandro Garnacho. This is his third club in 3 seasons.
Yep.
We've seen glimpses of talent. We saw glimpses at Manchester United. We didn't even see much of a glimpse at Chelsea, which makes it even more tantalising. Left out of, nowhere near the Argentina squad for the World Cup. His career, this is it. He is at a real crossroads right now. Now, what the problem has been, I couldn't tell you. Where it lies, don't know. But we've seen he can assist well. He can deliver a good ball. He can cross the ball well. He's got pace.
I mean, you're really upselling him here. He can cross the ball. I should hope so as a winger.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He can put in. He's got a more than decent delivery on him. I would love it to come together for him because I think you can't say now or never. But certainly in terms of the Premier League, he's got to be in the last chance saloon, hasn't he?
I think one big thing on that, though, you have to remember is Garnacho, when he left Man United, he blamed Man United.
Yeah.
You got to Chelsea, never worked out. So let me guess, it's Chelsea's fault. But if you go to Villa and it doesn't work out, let me guess.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it going to be your fault at any point? And I think that's the worry because Villa have had Rashford, who obviously went on to do pretty well. They had Jadon Sancho last year. Didn't do so well. They had Harvey Elliott, who, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So they've had talent. They'll show you that Unai Emery is willing to give you the opportunity and take a risk on you. Now it's all on the player to deliver.
Well, I think Troy, it's a loan from Chelsea with an obligation to buy based on appearances.
Yeah.
Well, that worked out well for Harvey Elliott last year.
Yeah, because they didn't even.
They got to 9
They
and
benched him. They didn't play him.
There in the stands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, but ultimately it's down to the player to force the move.
Yeah.
By playing, by performing, and I think with Unai Emery, I get the feeling he's a very small arm around the shoulder, and then it's tough love.
Of course.
And maybe that's what he needs. I mean, there was a lot of turmoil when he was at Manchester United, so you forgive him that one. But the failure of it happening at Chelsea is not a great look. So it would be great for him, and be great for the Villa as well, if they can get that player that Troy alluded to.
Yeah, I also just think, just looking at the team very quickly, this is why the signings or the people going out, I thought actually don't really matter too much because you look.
There's only 2 changes.
Kamara's fantastic. By the way, if you keep this guy can be fit and available.
He's injured for so long,
but if he's fit and available, he's top tier. Gomez, I think, comes in and gives you the same as what Yuri Tillemans does defensively. Maybe not so much with the ball, but potentially could grow into that player. He's only 25 years of age. It's Garnacho on that left-hand side. No one talks about Buendia. Last season was fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, 2 years removed from that terrible injury. Another instance of Watkins. What can he do now? Because he's coming off a World Cup where he was just basically just come here and sit and be a good boy, basically, which I think he's very disrespectful to Ollie. I would like to see him have a bounce-back year. Matson, who we already spoke about being at left-back, goes forward immensely. So if they have Garnacho stepping inside, he could give you more on that outside as well.
Very quickly, if you're a Villa fan, are you worried? Every now and again you hear a little nibble, other clubs interested in him. You've got to keep him.
They'll give him a new deal.
He's got to stay.
Yeah, he'll get a new deal. The one person they can actually...
He had a great World Cup.
It doesn't matter if they get rid of is this fella here. But other than that, it's all right. You know?
I knew you'd say it. I thought we haven't mentioned
I'm joking
him.
about it.
We haven't mentioned him. I was going to ask you.
Yeah, it's a big season for him. Obviously, he's got a new hairdo. You know, so he's got to make sure now he looks the part. But obviously, he's a top player, your brother, all jokes aside. And they've got one of the best goalkeepers in world football. So they have a solid foundation. For me, I think they maybe need 3 or 4 more bodies in, just when you talk about Champions League, and still happy to finish in the top 4. Because remember, the reason they're selling is PSR.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have to get top 4. They have to have deep runs in the competition. So they need to figure out a way to get these basement bargains like a Garnacho in that hopefully give them 10 good games a season.
Would you say they definitely make top 4 or not?
As currently constructed, I would say no, because I think the likes of Spurs, Chelsea, only playing one game a week, have that massive advantage.
Yeah. Well, they balanced Champions League pretty well 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, how did they do in the league?
Well, they got Europa League.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's go. Now we're back.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount Plus.